Welcome back to Zeus's Kitchen. Zeus isn't here today. He's in Texas. I'm in Arizona. But today we're going to be deep frying stuff. It's time to cook some potatoes. We're going to give you the techniques and what I do and why it tastes so good and why it's probably not healthy for you. But certainly today we're going to be deep frying some potatoes. So we have big russet potatoes. We have red potatoes. We went ahead and processed them over here on our cutting board. Took the big russet and the small red potatoes, took off the skin. Makes it cookie better that way. I do like a burned skin, however, if you want to leave it on. We've prepared them in different ways. We've got the what's called the mojo potato, if you remember Old Shakey's restaurant. Got some potato chips. We got the thinner potato chip. And then we've got some French fries that we'll make. So be sure to have a nice clean kitchen. You don't want to get anything spilling in the grease. It will spit at you. It will burn you. Once you've washed your potatoes, you want to get the starch off of them. You soak them in water for a little bit. You want to dry them because you don't want them to spit at you with that water. Once you put the potato into the grease, you want to test 1 or 2, see how hot your grease is. Right now we're between 6 and 7, and there's a little bit of smoke coming up, but that might be from some spillage underneath. Flip it a couple of times, see how quickly it browns. The bubbling is fine. That's the moisture inside the potato cooking out. You don't want to leave it in there and get black unless you like it really crisp. And I'll take one of the French fries, put it in next to it. Then we'll dig over here and get one of the dried off mojos. Sometimes I'll dip these into like Bisquick or something and get them a coating on it. But that does mess up your oil, so I'm not going to do it here for this. So you can see the crispy brown chip. That was the red potato that we used the potato peeler to make the section that we're going to deep fry. There's a couple of those over there now. The French fry is out of the russet potato, and not too big, not too small. You know, it's at a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch each side, so it can cook evenly. And then the mojo is a little bit thicker. Takes a little while for that to cook all the way through. So while we start cooking a few at a time, I'll put a couple more in because the grease appears to be the right temperature. Using an electric stove here, not a fire stove. Don't recommend doing grease stuff like this on a fire stove because it can catch fire and that is dangerous. So put a couple more of the French fries in. See if we can grab another of the bigger potatoes. Just have a few cooking for you here at the same time. Cook it to your desired crispiness level. Sometimes I like them a little bit flimsy. I'm going to take the sea salt grinder, grind a little sea salt, sprinkle it over the top. And it is bad for high blood pressure and cholesterol and all that kind of stuff, so I don't recommend this as your daily meal. Now I'm going to take these two. Very delicious. I left just enough of the potato not cooked in the center to give it a little bit of something to bite into. The bigger ones will have more of that in the middle, crispier on the outside. You don't want the grease too hot or it'll burn the outside before it gets to the middle. French fries do take a little bit longer to cook. I use olive oil because I was told somewhere along the line, or I made it up myself, that everything cooked in olive oil is good for you. Nice aioli sauce, garlic and olive oil on top. It's something fun to dip into. But certainly olive oil, I wish I could squeeze my own olives. There's plenty of olive trees here in Arizona. I might even actually try that. This is making potatoes. This is deep frying stuff here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm at home today making a mess. I'll try to get it cleaned up before my wife gets home. But certainly for lunch today, I'm going to tell her I had a salad and maybe a turkey sandwich. But in actuality, I'll be having some deep fried stuff. So join us next time. We'll probably deep fry some onions and some other vegetables. But certainly very delicious. Check with your doctor. Make sure that this is good for you. My doctor said it's not good for me. Well, it's still hot. A little bit of salt goes on it. Let it cool down. Eventually, you'll build up a little salt down in here, so you can just throw the stuff over and it'll just pick up the salt itself. Here we go. Those are ready. Pick those two up. The fries are still in there. They've been there a little bit. This guy's over here. You get the center. A little bit more in that one. Again, big russet potatoes, red potatoes. You can use white Yukon Gold. You can do anything you want. Just cut them so that they cook. Another thing to deep fry, you can do broccoli and cauliflower. Any kind of vegetable that will hold up in the deep fryer is very delicious. anything deep fried. You can deep fry bacon. I don't recommend it, but certainly this is great. Olive oil again makes everything exceedingly healthy for you. Pull these 3 out, let them drip a little bit. You don't want to take too much of the grease out over to the napkin over there. Take the last one out, we'll put it over here. Put a little more salt on it. Sprinkle it with the sea salt from the grinder. And we'll take a couple of last bites here. Crunchy good. And this French fry, a little flimsy. It's definitely not In-N-Out burger quality, but it is delicious. All right, join us next time. And don't forget, use olive oil.